Good evening, children. How are you all? I hope everyone are doing fine. Let us start with the chapter 5, that is coal and petroleum. So this is the chapter which comes under the chemistry subject. Okay. So today we will be studying about natural resources. So you people have come across natural resources topic in your previous classes as well, isn't it? I hope everyone can recall the content which is included under this topic so that we can continue with the other topics. Okay, so let us begin. Coming to natural resources. So, children, we know that we live on a beautiful planet, that is Earth. So, Earth is a beautiful planet which provides a large number of natural resources so that human need to fulfill their various requirements, isn't it? So, we live on a beautiful planet Earth where we can experiences all natural resources that we are getting from planet Earth. So we are going to fulfill our requirements with available natural resources, right? So natural resources are useful materials, isn't it? So whatever the natural resources that we are obtaining from earth is a useful material, okay? So which is derived from natural surroundings that is found on and under the earth surface. So these natural resources is present inside also and on the under the earth surface also or on the earth also. So they can be in the form of solid, liquid or gas. Okay, so whatever the natural sources that we are getting from the earth, it might be in the three states, that is solid, liquid or gas. So that is here in the picture you can see air, water, sunlight. These are all said to be natural resources. So nobody has made it. It is natural one, isn't it? Similarly, the rich diversity of plants, animals, fuels such as coal, petroleum, natural gas, metals, minerals, and soil are also said to be natural resources. Okay, because why we call it as natural? It is naturally obtained. Nobody has made it, right? On the basis of their origin, natural resources can be divided into two. Okay, let us see the two types of natural resources. Coming to types of natural resources, so as I said, based on the origin, so where they are origined, okay, so where the origin has taken place, and also natural resources can be divided into biotic and abiotic based on their origin. So first of all, what is biotic resources? So what is the meaning of biotic? Bio means life, okay? So biotic resources means living components that is seen on the earth. So what is abiotic resources? That is non-living components that is found on the earth, okay? So biotic resources are the living components of earth. For example, forest and animals. In the picture you can see it might be plants, animals, bacteria, fungus, protists. All this belongs to biotic form, okay? And even the forest, animals, okay? So abiotic resources includes air, water, sunlight, minerals, metals. So all this comes under abiotic. So what is abiotic? This includes non-living things, okay? So that is non-living components, okay, children? So next is based on the availability of natural resources. So based on the availability, so ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ನೇಚರಲ್ಲಿ. So based on the availability, natural resources can be broadly divided into two categories. So one is renewable and non-renewable resources. So what is renewable resources and what is non-renewable resources? So first let us see what is renewable resources. So these are the resources which can be replenished, okay? So which can be obtained again, replenished, okay, or reproduced easily. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್, ಒಂದರಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾಡೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಇನ್ ಅ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ period of time. So within small duration of time we can replenish these resources, also reproduce the resources. For example, in the picture you can see water, plants and animals are some of the examples of renewable resources. So these renewable resources are replaced in time and will therefore not run out easily. So it can be replaced and also it can be reused. For example, water in a river or in a well may dry up, but when it rains what happens, it is going to replenish ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಒಂದು ಬಾವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಬಾವಿ ತುಂಬತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರೀಪ್ಲೆನಿಶ್, ರೈಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಬಾವಿಯಲ್ಲಿರೋ ನೀರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪುನಃ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು ಫಾರ್ ಅವರ್ ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್, ರೈಟ್. And plants and animals are also resources that can be increased in number by reproduction, isn't it? So plants have a ability to reproduce, to give young ones. Okay, so and the progeny continues. So by this reproduction process even we can expect increase in number of animals also, isn't it? And mismanagement can however turn a renewable natural resources into a non-renewable one. So if you don't manage properly, if you don't manage these resources properly, what happens, it may convert to non-renewable also. For example, trees are said to be renewable resources alva. So however, continuous deforestation, so what happens if you keep on cutting the trees in the forest, what happens, it is very difficult to get back the green in the forest, isn't it? So nature has provided us with abundant resources, but it depends on us to sustain them carefully. So we have got n number of natural resources on earth, so it is dependent on humans whether we are protecting them properly or we are making use of them properly or sufficiently. So that is left to us. So we need to take care of all these natural resources. We need to take a lot of measures to conserve them, isn't it? So renewable resources are renewable only if we use them judicially. Okay, so whenever there is necessity we need to use them. Whenever there is no necessity we should not use them. Okay, next coming to non-renewable resources, it is quite opposite to renewable resources. Okay, so non-renewable natural resources are those resources which cannot be replenished easily, so it never replenish. Okay, for example, coal, natural gas, oil and rock minerals such as platinum, gold, silver are some of the examples of non-renewable resources. So once we use this natural gas, we can't get it back again. If we use oil, we can't get it back. For example, petrol. So we use petrol to vehicles, right? So if we use that petrol to our vehicles, so after riding so many kilometers, can we get back that petrol again? No, it is not at all possible. So there is a limited amount of these resources which could deplete if used excessively. So if we keep on using petrol, for example, petrol is extensively used everywhere, and excess use of petrol, what happens on some day, so we may not see petrol, right? So it may get it may get depleted, right? So these resources take million of years to form. Okay, so whatever the natural non-renewable resources are there, it takes a lot of time, lot of years to form. For example, petrol is obtained from fossil fuels, right? So it takes lot of time, it consumes lot of time to convert it into petrol, so it is exhausted. Okay, so they can be exhaust also, so that you will be studying in the next slide. So here in the table you can see few examples of renewable and non-renewable resources and make a comparison. Children, coming to next, exhaustible and inexhaustible resources. The natural resources can be classified as exhaustible or inexhaustible resources. So if a resources that cannot be replenished at the same rate at which it is used, or if it takes a very long time to replace, then it is considered to be exhaustible. So try to understand. So exhaustible is nothing but, so for example, we are using some resources, so which cannot be replenished, which cannot be get back again, so at the same rate what we have used before. Okay, or if it takes long time to replace, then we can say these resources as exhaustible exhaustible resources. Okay, so example of exhaustible resources are minerals, coal and petroleum. So exhaustible resources are available in nature in limited quantity. So these resources are available in only limited quantity and may get exhausted by increasing use. So if we keep on using, what happens? It exhausts one or the other day. Okay, they may even get degraded in a quality by human activities. So they can even get degraded by our own activities. It depends on us. Okay, so next, coming to inexhaustible resources. So resources like water, air, sunlight are available in unlimited quantity in nature. Okay, so it is not limited, it is unlimited. So whenever we can expect, we can get a sunlight during daytime, right? So they are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. So we cannot what do you say, we cannot make sun to get what do you say, exhausted by our own activities. Such resources are said to be inexhaustible. Okay, so these resources will never run out, that means they never deplete. Okay, so let us take an example of air, which is abundant and is used for so many purposes, right? And you people have learned about the benefits of air. So how plants make use of air, right? So air is used by all living things to breathe. It is also used for activities like blowing up toys, propagating sounds, and also flying planes, right? Still it never get exhausted, isn't it? So the sun is also an inexhaustible resource. So it warms the land and water. Plants use the sun's energy to make food and grow. So human beings use the sun's energy for solar power. We see solar cookers, solar heaters, solar lights, isn't it? So these sun's energy is never exhausted. Okay, so this is the major difference between exhaustible and inexhaustible resources. Now coming to, so what are the sources of energy? So from where we are getting this energy? Source means ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸಿಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. So what is the source? Okay, so we humans need energy for every function that we perform, right? So energy is so important. So energy is required from, so these domestic use or industry and agriculture. Okay, so from these we can expect energy. So today various devices we use in our everyday life, such as TV, computer, air conditioner, AC, that is AC, and telephone, so require some or the other form of energy, right? So to meet our increasing energy demands, so to fulfill these demands, so we need to tap various sources of energy generation. So where the energy is getting generated. Okay, so these sources can be either renewable or non-renewable. Okay, so you got to know what is the difference between renewable or non-renewable. So renewable sources are better sources of energy as they can be replenished. So what we prefer is, so renewable sources are better because they can be replenished, they can be reproduced, so it is advisable. So nowadays many renewable energy sources are available. For example, solar energy, wind energy, geothermal. Okay, so earth's heat. Okay, so geothermal energy and hydro energy, water energy. Hydro means water, hydro energy. Still we get most of our energy from non renewable energy resources. So we are getting energy from both. Okay, so living as well as non living. Still, we get most of our energy from non-renewable resources also, such as coal, petroleum, natural gas. So these are said to be fossil fuels. Okay. So the non-renewability of these sources will probably cause prices to rise up to a point where they are no longer easily available. See, for example, petrol rate and diesel rate is being hiked now. So why it is being hiked? Because the availability is less. So when the availability is less, demand is more, obviously the rate will be more. Okay, so we should therefore use these resources very carefully. So when there is a signal, many engines, we see that many cars or bikes, we see that they keep on the engine. So whenever there is a signal, we need to off the engine so that we can save the petrol, right? So these are the basic steps to conserve energy. We'll be studying in further chapter. Okay. um, so now, so we should look into the how do we get the fossil fuels. That I'll be teaching in the next class, because it is a lengthy process, step by step process, you need to understand. Okay. So now, so if you look into more exhaustible resources like coal, petroleum and natural gas, so which form the backbone of our energy requirements. So these are formed from the dead remains, that is said to be fossils. So when plants or animals die, they mixes in the soil, right? So they are going to I mean to say, they are said to be fossils. Okay, so fossils are formed from dead remains of plants and animals that lived on earth millions of years ago, and that are said to be fossil fuels. So where the oil is been given out into the soil, that converts into a fossil fuels. Okay, so fossil fuels provides the energy to power everything, so from the aeroplanes and rockets in the sky to the cars on the road. So they are getting the energy, right? So how to get this fossil fuels, we will look in the next class. I hope everyone had followed a new concept today. So I'll send you the worksheet, children. Do solve it and have a good day.